I didn't record the majority of the final embellishments, but without further ado, here she is. Robin Rogue's Baby Junk Journal. So, let me go over what was the last thing that I did. So, let's talk about, after I did the beads, I had this beautiful net ribbon that was a leftover from one of the many ribbons, one of the many stashes of my mother's ribbon, cabbage, if you will, cabbage. And so what I was trying to figure out was how to close the book itself. So I was thinking about it. We were also trying to figure out a way to clasp it together. Originally, I was just going to do I was just going to take a ribbon and tie it, but then I was like, no, I want it to be a little bit more elegant than that. So this is what I ended up doing. So using the ribbon, I basically, because it's this, the outer rim of the ribbon is a very fine wire, almost like a wire mesh ribbon. And so I folded the ends over once, and then I used hot glue, pressed it down underneath, made sure that it fit all the way around the side to the other side. Then with another piece of gold ribbon, I cut them down to size so that it would just fit like a special cover that hid the fold underneath. Again, I hot glued it. I'll have to do some trims. Oops. And then the biggest thing was figuring out how to create a clasp for this. So after looking through many ribbons and I think they're called shanks. Shanks are basically those ribbon. It's a type of button that it's supposed to be sewn on one side and then on the other, and then you basically snap it in place, but that wasn't going to work. So I chose a pink button with its own little shank, and using the awl, I'm not sure if you can see it, I punched two very small holes through, threaded the book binder's thread through, not sure if you can see it, through the button, and then tied a little knot and cut off the excess. And then I wanted to make sure that I had the right ribbon to figure out how to hold it in place. So I basically hot glued. I made like I cut out a piece of the pink ribbon and I hot glued all the way to the edge, and so that way it hooks over like so. Well, the trick will be to hold it in place. Come on, you worked the last time, kiddo. Yep, there we are. And then the last thing I used, since I didn't use the fabric paint on the paper, I didn't want to make the same mistake, but I used this 3D fabric paint, gold, and I wrote her name on the fabric. And so the journal is complete. The last thing that I did was, this piece was actually a part of the scrapbook paper, and I wanted to make sure that the length of this is big enough to use as a bookmark, but it wasn't stiff enough. So I used this piece of a very hard, of a semi-stiffer type of cardstock that's like a glitter, like a glittery page cardstock, and I cut out the same shape. I used the pH neutral adhesive that I used for book binding to glue this down, laid it flat. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't want to put a hole punch in the front here. So I just used an X-Acto knife to make a little slit through both sides. And then I slipped this gold ribbon in between. And then using that same Made with Love charm, I slipped the ribbon through, but there was still a lot of excess extra trim, extra ribbon on the side, and I'm looking at the buttons going, let me use this one. So it's a really nice, pretty button with the type of shank, and I just tied the ribbon on the back of that. And now this X as a bookmark, and I can, now that the paint is dried, I'm actually going to wait till tomorrow morning, I can just stick it inside. So let's see what the actual finished product looks like from page to page. So now I'm not sure, to be honest. I actually found out that they named their daughter after two particular characters. When they named her Rogue, they either named her after Rogue One from Star Wars or Rogue from X-Men. And since it's a baby girl, I decided to create my own little caricature of Rogue from X-Men. Robin, I thought that it was named after someone that, a family member, but apparently, you've heard of Batman and Robin? Well, that's where the name came from. So, she's named, it was so sweet. The father made a beautiful birthday dedication, and he said, I am so happy that we were able to use both names to name this beautiful girl. So it fits, why not? And so, so what I ended up doing was I added this beautiful, these various pieces of ribbon trim to the edge. So, and they can even use the cover sides from both sides to add some more writing if they wanted to. These are just prompts. So like her first of many, and I wrote special moments to cherish forever. I love this because it looks like an old photograph frame. So the first time she crawls, their reaction, what's the date that she first crawled. This is the one that's missing its tag, I think. Was it this one? Perfect. Her first rollover, because she was literally born at the end of May, and I thought, how perfect. So that one goes there. There's the other missing one. And this one here, her first sit-up. No, I don't mean an athlete sit-up, I mean sit-up, like a baby. And again, they all say reaction and date of when it was, of when she first did those things. And I love this one because it says shine like the stars. First baby dance, why not? And I wrote music. What did she dance to, if any? Again, reaction and date. There's trim on this side. This one, unfortunately, the part that held the ribbon tore off, so I used a clip to clip it in place. This is this pretty teardrop clip that's so aesthetically pleasing. Her first steps, reaction. Date. I'm gonna have to rewrite that one, maybe. I don't know. It'll have to. You're not going back in. I don't know why. All right. Her first laugh. Now, this one I decided, I just put this on the page, but it says follow your own star. Well, when it comes to the Tooth Fairy, I wrote first tooth. The Tooth Fairy is born this day. So, you've heard of Peter Pan's first laugh when a baby is born. So, for the baby's first tooth, why not? And again, they could even use the covers to write something down. Now, originally, it was just going to be one signature, but this one, for some reason, I don't know why, I thought it was almost impossible to cut all the pages to make an even, to basically trim them down so that they would be able to fit. But I don't know why this one did not go back in. I really don't know why. So I decided to make a second signature. So speaking of her first, I think, was that last one the first word? It's one of those two, I don't know. And honestly, these aren't in no particular order. They can always go back and forth. First time I said, Mama, what was the reaction? Again, I use a different type of lace trim on this one. And these are just, on these couple of extra pages, it just says special moments. This is a tag they can use. They can even write on the back. And this is another tag. First word. What was Robin's first actual word? And I was going to make a pocket for this one, but it just was becoming more tedious to make something like that. And again, a blank page they can write on. So this is the, I'm sorry. So when I had this first signature down, this one was actually extremely difficult to get through. And even then it wasn't taught, but I was so surprised I was able to actually get these beads on. Now I know there's a better way to make a knot, but again, that's my first try. So this is the middle of the second signature, and this was supposed to be the innermost part of the first signature. Walking, running, what was their reaction? The reaction basically is the reaction from the parents, and what was even her reaction. So, but what I love about this, it says, when it is dark, look for the stars. I had to keep that in there. Another page, they can add some more stuff. What was on the back of this? Oh yeah, first time I held a crayon. So. Ooh. And I love this quote by Van Gogh. And I believe no, I didn't use it in the other one. It says, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me dream. Vincent Van Gogh. Again, special moments, that beautiful white lace trim. First time I said Dada, so that first one was Mama. And that's the cover of the final page of the signature. This one became, I asked one of these journal artists, Karen, who is from Vintage Elegance Inspirations, and I asked her what was the material she used to create the the interfacing of the journals, and she says she used craft text. And I've seen her work that she uses craft text, but she actually sews the pieces on. I have not used the sewing machine in a great while, and I didn't want to. And my mother's like, don't touch my machine, don't ruin it, because we're not sure how this could work. So I have a few little pieces that I want to do a practice session on. But the first one, like I said, I took the craft text, I scored it at first, but that didn't work because I wanted to make sure that I added this fabric piece onto it. And then I used a type of special paper for the interior part of the cover, and it just continued to buckle. So I ended up having to use a glue to really make sure that it stayed in place. So this is my first time doing that, and so I'm gonna have to, here, before I do anything, just add just a little bit more to this back edge here, just to be on the safe side. Oh, don't you dare get caught. Are you stuck again? I'll need to glue that part down. But anyway, that is the journal. That is Robin's journal. But here, before I glue that last piece down, let's just do the fight. After all that work I did to make that clasp, it better hold. So let's see if it fits in this. After all this. Moment of truth. Actually, is this... It's still drying. I'm not going to put the bookmark in there yet. But let's just see. Just. So it fits in that way. What about the other way? Can you? Of course, probably not with the beads, but anyway, but yeah, it actually fits, so yay, we're in luck. So I hope you guys enjoyed my second junk journal on this channel. Don't forget to click like and subscribe if you want to see more videos, because there are some birthdays coming up and I have some more journal projects that I'd like to make. Hopefully I'll start to advance a little bit better, and yeah. I will see you guys next time for the next art project, for the next interview, and for the next reading vlog. Bye.